Hello out there. Welcome to the first edition of All Things Real Estate for 2023. I'm so excited to be back with you guys after our crazy holiday time of being off for a few weeks. I am talking today about mortgage rates. I know they're on everyone's mind. You see all kinds of news reports about it all the time. So I'm going to talk about mortgage rates today, where we are and where we think we're headed for 2023. So there will be some predictions in there. And then the other thing that I want to share with you are my two key takeaways for buyers and sellers in this new normal market that we are heading into for 2023. So stay tuned.
All things real estate and all things real estate.
Okay, so mortgage rates. Where are we and where are we headed? And where did I have some little notes here for you that I took real quick so I can make sure that I get you guys all the information I feel like is important. So last year we had the Fed raising rates 7 different times, which was painful, right? So we ended the year at just below 7%. The highest that we had last year was between October and November, and that was just a tad over 7% where mortgage rates were. And the Fed doesn't exactly raise mortgage rates. They raise the Fed rate, which affects the bond market, which affects mortgage rates. I know that's maybe a little bit too much information. I don't even understand it all myself, so that's a mortgage thing. But anyway, they do affect rates, and obviously. So what's interesting about the way that we have weathered the storm of the mortgage rate increases is the fact that whenever the Fed raised the rates, mortgage rates ticked up and stayed pretty high for a while, and then in between each raising of the Fed rate, mortgage rates kind of trended back down a little bit, right? So we saw a spike when the Fed first took action, and then we saw a settling of rates. I think that trend is going to continue, and I think that's because other parts of our economy are pretty strong. The job market's strong. Inflation is really what they're targeting and what they're trying to control. I still think that this year rates are going to continue to be in the 5s and 6s. I think by the end of the year, they're still not going to be above 7. I think we're going to have a really consistent year of not these big swings in rates. The huge increase that we saw last year, but we're not going to see a huge decrease anymore. I think people need to let go of the idea that they're ever going to get a rate in the 3s and 4s again. I really do. Unless you have some kind of weird mortgage product like an adjustable rate mortgage or something, which I would never recommend. So that is what I think about mortgage rates for 2023. I think we're going to end up, in the mid 6s by the end of next year. That's my prediction. I'll go back and check it at the end of the year and see how I did. Okay, so 2 key takeaways for buyers and sellers in this new normal market that we're all getting more and more used to as the days go by. The number one word for sellers is realistic, right? So sellers are going to have to be realistic about the price that they want and what they are going to get for their house. They're going to have to be realistic about the timing of getting their house under contract, and they're going to have to be realistic about what the market is telling them about the price that they've set their home at. So when I go on a listing appointment and I go over comparables and things like that, that's how we set our price on the house sale. The challenge is that those prices a lot of times are 6 months in the past. We can't live in the past anymore in this market. This market is moving too quickly to live in the past. So it really is a challenge to set prices on listings right now. But what I will say, and what I will tell my sellers this next year is, within 2 weeks of being on market, the market is going to tell us whether the price that we set is correct, right? So we're either not going to have showings, we're not going to have offers, we're not going to have any kind of activity, and that's going to tell us our price is too high. We are seeing a ton of price reductions in this market, so really sellers are going to have to really be aware of being realistic in this new market. For buyers, the key word is going to be making sure that they are educated. With the new rates, there need to be, we always talk about pre-approvals and things like that. We always did in the past. Here I go talking about the past again. But anyway, we've always talked about pre-approvals in the last few years so that buyers could be competitive in this market, right? Pre-approval. You can't get a house without having a pre-approval because you're not going to be competitive. Now, the pre-approvals are important because buyers need to be really educated on what their rate is going to be, how much house they can afford, and also the loan products that the different lenders have. There are buy down options. You can buy down your rate and things like that with some different lenders. There's different options that buyers are going to have to be educated on, and it's going to be super important to know what their buying capacity is, so that pre-approval is going to become even more important as 2023 goes. And so the word educated for buyers is going to be really, really key. So that is all I have for you today. I hope that gives you a little bit of insight into what I think 2023 is going to bring. And if you have any questions about real estate, or if your friends or family have any questions about real estate, I do hope that you get in touch with me. I will see you in another edition of All Things Real Estate next week. I am back so you are going to get a new one of these every week from now on. Okay? I will see you next week. Bye-bye.